Good morning. It's Philip with RTX Honeybees. It's Thursday, January 25th. I'm real happy you guys stopped by the channel, and I hope you enjoy this video where I'm showing my custom-made bottom board. January 18th, 2024. I'm going to make this video about making my standard bottom boards. Hopefully this will be part of a series where you guys can see how I make all of my bee equipment. Here we go. This is a 1 by 8 by 6 foot long. I studied those quite a bit and felt like I could get the maximum number of pieces out of these boards. I got these at Home Depot. I think their cost is about $13 a piece. Like I said, I'm gonna try to make about 12 of these. I've got more than enough wood that I need. The lengths I need are 19.5 and 16 and a quarter. I'll mark this one with a P. You'll know that that one is my pattern. Based on my calculations, I can get 3 bottom, the skeleton or the framework of 3 bottom boards out of these 3. 2 19.5, 1 16 and a quarter. So that's 3 of mine right there, 3 of my bases. So if we're going to do 12, we're going to need to sort of repeat that 4 times. All right, so three, 6, 9, 12. So I feel like I can get 3 of the frame pieces out of this one board. That's the reason I picked this size board. And I've set my table saw to 2 5/16. I might have to reduce it down to 2 1/4, but what I'm going to do is take this scrap and cut it. That way, if it doesn't work, I won't have wasted anything. I'd say 2 5/16 is a good number. That's all that's left over. It's a sliver. So let's get to cutting the rest of them. Thought it might be helpful if I gave you guys an idea of what I'm sort of trying to build here. This is one of my bottom boards. The 3 pieces that I'm cutting There's two of these side pieces like this, and which one of these is shorter? And then this front piece right here. Okay, so that's basically all I've cut. It's just a U shape. Piece that goes across the back will be this piece, but it's actually going to be 1.5 inches. I've changed my way of doing things. This is an earlier version. This has a slide out tray and all that stuff, which we'll get to later in the video. So anyway, those pieces you guys saw me cut were this piece, and this piece. So basically this is a front piece, it's a side piece. I'll cut a 3/8, 3/4 by 3/8 deep rabbet out of that like that. Where my table saw is. I do not have a dado blade. My table saw will not accept the dado blade. So I just have to do 2 cuts. I'll do a cut across in the depth. Okay, so my next cut is, I've got this piece made, and now I'm going to modify this side piece, but I'm going to put a 1.5 inch wide piece that's going to occupy this area right below the screen, so it's nice and solid across. So what I'm doing is I'm going to take these long pieces, cut that out, but I'm going to cut 1.5 inches. I'm going to notch those 1.5 by 3/4, just like that, on every one of these long pieces. That way I can put a piece across the back that's solid. Okay, that's it for those. I got that notch out of those. Come back, we'll start making the other pieces. Next morning, Friday, January 19th, 3 pieces we cut last night for this base, the sides and the front. Flip this around so you can see better. Little rabbit cut there, rabbit cut there. Next piece we're going to make is a 1.5 inch by 3/4 inch piece that's going to go across the back. That's going to block it in as a rectangle. Since it's a small piece, rather than use this expensive wood that cost me quite a bit at Home Depot, I've got a ton of 2x4s. Pretty rough shape, but were given to me. Oh, I got them from different, people who throw out stuff all the time. So I'm going to take these old 2x4s and mill them down for these smaller pieces and save those other boards for more important uses. So just trying to be thrifty. Woohoo! Exactly 16 1/4. Lucky. Milling down these 2x4s. These are 1.5 inches thick, and I'll be cutting them 3/4. I should get 4 out of each piece. Okay, we can start assembling. I'm going to use Tight Bond 3 for my glue, and I'm using 1.5 inches by 1/4 inch staples. All right, one down, 11 to go. Okay, that's 12 of the base frames. Next step is going to be to get the wire, cut it, staple it down. Okay, it's January 20th, Saturday, and we're ready to put the wire, or cut the wire and put it on the boxes. I went ahead and cut one to make sure it fits. I'm dealing with a 36-inch roll of 1/8 inch hardware cloth, so I'm cutting it 20 inches here and then 16 here, and then when I go to that piece, this part over here, I'll cut it. That is left at 16 since I'm cutting it at 20, so then I'll cut 20 or maybe a little more this way because it won't matter. So I'll sort of maximize my usage of this hardware cloth, which can get quite expensive. I bought this roll from some company in China. I just took a chance. I think I bought like a 100-foot roll or something. It was cheap, but I really don't like it as well as some of it that I sourced from the United States. They may have gotten theirs from China, but it doesn't appear to. They say it's galvanized. It looks galvanized, but it's not dipped galvanized. Whereas some of this hardware cloth you get is dipped. It makes the weave of the wires, stay in place. But this stuff here, you can stretch it, so it's it gets out of square real easy. So I have to spend a lot of time trying to pull it and stretch it and keep it square. Anyway, I'm going to cut. I've got this piece, and I've got 11 more pieces to cut out of this. And I'm just marking between two strands. That means if I pull it tight, it'll be square-ish.
Here, I'll show you what I mean by how stretchy this is. Watch this. See that? That's quite ridiculous when you're trying to square this up. It's definitely stretchable, but I like the part, the kind that's dipped that holds its shape better. As my dad used to say, that's the piece we were looking for. The last one. The next step is to just staple this wire to the frame. It's a little finicky, but didn't take too long. My stapler is not working very properly. It'll drive a staple, and the next one it won't drive. So I'm having to sort of reset it by clicking this thing on the back here. Harbor Freight special here. I do that every time, it'll drive a staple, but sort of defeats the purpose of an electric stapler when you have to. My stapler's starting to work. Hey, it's starting to work. Yay. Grab this edge off. A little bit long. All right, all these edges will be covered with wood strips. Well, hello. We're on the last one, number 12. You may notice I'm wearing some different clothes than I was previously. It's now Sunday, January 21st. This stapler, as you just saw earlier, was giving me fits, but it's kind of hit and miss. Sometimes it'll work great for a little while, and then it'll just like do that. And I have to try to clear it. Put a fresh set. See if that helps. Seems to do better with a fresh stick of staples in it. All right, that's 12 with screens. Okay, the next step, I've already pre-cut the piece that goes over here and holds that edge, which is this piece. It serves as sort of a landing board. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is, the edge of the box is right here. So any rain that runs down will land on this. So I think I'm going to take the time and run A little bit of a sloped edge. Oh, there we go. A little bit of a sloped edge on the top here, like a 10%, 10-degree slope. So water that's running down the box, when it hits that, will run right on off. And the bees coming in after a rainstorm don't have to land on a standing water. So we'll set the table saw up, rip all these down, and get those applied next.
That's 12. My microphone has stopped working, and I'm trying to explain what kind of strips I'm going to put on here. I'm tempted to use 3/8 inch because that's the bee space that keeps you from having to use a mouse guard. But I also like to split my colonies into double nukes, and this piece I'm showing here, it's too short for the purpose, but it's showing that piece going across the middle, if you use a center divider, probably needs to be a little bit stronger than 3/8 of an inch. So I've decided to go with 3/4 inch strips around the outside to match that 3/4 inch strip that goes across the center. All right, let's get started. Okay, so this is it. It's not finished yet. I still got to put the little guides here that this sliding tray works with, but it's getting close. This is the middle piece that allows me to divide the colony into 2 nukes and basically run a 2-queen system. All right, 11 more.
Mark the center line, 8 1/4. I'm sorry, 8 1/8, not 8 1/4. Take this, eyeball it halfway. That stack is coming down. Too tall. Come on now. Just down to the last one. We're going to have catastrophe. Let's unstack these. All right. All right, number 12. We got everything done except for this body, except for we're going to put a little ledge. I'll show you one of these. It's not going to be this thick. It's going to be 1/2 inch, but I'll put a little ledge like that so the tray can slide in. I might put one across the back too. I don't know. I hadn't decided. I usually do. I usually cut this one short and put a piece across the back. Gives it a little more, stability and lateral stability if there's a piece, going across here like that. So, all right, it's time to get to cutting these pieces. They're already 3/4 by approximately 5/8. I'm gonna knock them down to 3/4 by 1/2. For this, I won't risk going all the way through the sides. It's 1.5 inches of material there. Okay, so for the side piece, I want my drawer, I want to be recessed so the water's not running down into my drawer. I don't know if it'll be a drawer, if it'll just be a piece of plywood. So I'm going to subtract 3/4 of an inch here, and I'm going to go 7/8. That way I'll have about 1/8 of an inch. That's going to be my length right there. Make that my pattern. All right, now Now I've got a little ledge where I can slide in my counting boards. I can put in a solid piece for the winter time. Maybe a tray with oil pan or diatomaceous earth or whatever. My decision is, do I put another piece across here? The only benefit I would get of that, I think, is a little lateral stability. This thing is really stiff. It's not going anywhere. I think this big piece here is taking care of it. And in this case, where it only had about a 3/4 inch piece, it needed that. But now that it's a little more beefy at the back edge, I really don't think it does need that anymore. I think I'm going to go with just this, and then I'll build the tray to slide in there. All right, that's 2 down, 10 to go. I won't make you guys suffer through all that. See you in a minute. Through that step. Guys, get a little closer look. So I decided to go with the 3/4 inch elevation here rather than the 3/8, which means now what I need to do, because I do want a 3/8 inch opening, I need to build a piece here that just has a infill here. It'll be a 3/8 inch opening. Got some ideas on how I'm going to do that, but we'll see how it goes. We're going to do that next, and then the last step is going to be to build the little drawer that slides in and out of here, out of the back. So let me bring you guys in closer so I can show you what I'm planning on doing.
This was a point in the video where I thought I'd hit record, but I'd actually hit stop. So what I had thought I was explaining to you was that I have cut strips of 3/8 inch pieces, and I'm putting a 1 inch piece on each side of the opening, and then I'm taking another 3/8 inch piece and putting it on top of that 1 inch piece, and I'm tacking it with one nail, I think 1.5 inches long. That creates a nice little 3/8 inch slot at the bottom for the bees to crawl into.
All right, that's that. There they are, all 12. Everything done except for the slide out trays in the bottom.
Good morning. It's Tuesday morning, I don't know, 22nd, something like that. And the last step is to make a slide out tray for these bottom boards. I apologize for the audio because I think I broke my microphone this morning. My phone or camera flipped off the tripod and it hit right down where the little attachment for the microphone came in, so now it's not working. So anyway, these slide out trays are probably the thing I've changed most on these bottom boards. This is sort of what I'm thinking about for this one is to take and make myself some Coroplast bottoms, so to speak, and counting boards. Now this is not as wide as this one we're going to make, but it'll just slide in there like that. And then I will attach it to a 3/4 inch kind of drawer facing right here. And then that'll be the bottom, and that'll slide in and out. I've got this huge sheet of Coroplast that I got from Home Depot. I can make 15 pieces out of this. I'm just going to make 12, but that's the intention. So let's get started. There we go. That's one. Number 12. All right, when I come back, we'll start working on the wood strip that I'm going to attach to these. Good morning. It's Wednesday, January 24th. We're down to our last steps. We're making the slide-in tray. What I have is like a double saw curve here. Ran it over my table saw with a 2 saw blades. This is a 4mm plastic. Fits right in there. I'm going to drive 4 1-inch by 1/4 inch staples here on the bottom. This is the bottom, this is the top. And then I'll come. Okay. Got them finished. Give you guys a good look. Slide out bottom tray. Hopefully that works out. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Sorry it was such a long video, but if you stuck it out to the end, I sure appreciate it. So you guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.